got a lot of dudes, man. I mean, a lot of RLDs, real live dudes that are flying around, and we should wreck shop.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley, and it is back to the recruiting trail. Early signing day has come and gone, but now we shift our focus. We look ahead to February because Tennessee will have the opportunity to still sign a few players in this class of 22. I think numbers-wise, it could be anywhere to 5 to 7 guys plus, depending on what they decide to do in the transfer portal. But I think you got to start by giving credit to Josh Heupel and this coaching staff. We heard all the rumors, all the insults about him being a lazy recruiter. I think you've got to credit this coaching staff, especially for the work they put in the last few weeks leading into the early signing period. According to 24/7 Sports, they ended up finishing 14th nationally. Now, if you want to throw some criticism and say, Boogie, that's not good enough. It's not good enough when you flip over and you look at the SEC where Tennessee finished 6th. And yes, I can overlook Texas A&M, Alabama, and Georgia right now. It does sting that Kentucky and Missouri finished 4th and 5th ahead of Tennessee. But regardless, you have to credit this staff based on the circumstances, the cards they were dealt when they chose to come to Tennessee. Credit to this staff for the way they closed. But there are still a few targets out there in the class of 22. We're going to take a look at a few names to watch for. Just to give you guys a little update, we will continue to follow it over the coming weeks. As we all know, recruiting is fluid. It comes and goes. It changes. So we will keep you guys up to date as much as possible. Before we get into these names, do me a favor. Go ahead and smash that like button just below the video. If you will so kindly press that thumbs up, helps the channel and the analytics, all that good stuff. Also, if you are new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, you're saying, what is this? Who are you? Well, we're not experts. We're not insiders. We are fans just like you. So if you enjoy the content, go ahead and subscribe. Click that bell for notifications so you don't miss out when we go live or when we drop new content. IndyKid has put out a couple of basketball videos. If you haven't seen those, go back, check those out. Also, they are going live after every basketball game, so don't miss those post-game shows. And then, as always, Talkin VAWLS live every single Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope you'll tune into that as we get ready, we get geared up, we get fired up. We're getting closer and closer to the Music City Bowl. But let's take a look at a few names. Again, back to the recruiting trail. Josh Heupel and this coaching staff still has some work to do. The first name I want to look at here, Ahmad Moten, defensive lineman, 6'3", 290 pounds, out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Coach Garner did visit with him just recently. He was in Florida to visit with Gabriel Yakis as we were winding down towards early signing day. While he was in Florida, he went over to visit with Moten, and he's been one of these guys. Look at his list of offers here, the ones that are highlighted at the top: Iowa State, Oklahoma, Tennessee, East Carolina, Florida. But he's one of these guys through his senior season, as he has shown out, balled out. He's really picked up some momentum. Got a lot of offers that have come in. Tennessee actually jumped in on November the 17th. But the big name you got to watch for here, Brent Venables at Oklahoma did make his first offer. And so that would make you, that's cause for concern. When you look at the official visits that he has scheduled in January, he is set to visit the Vols officially on January the 14th. And then the following week, he will visit from Oklahoma. So again, as you head into that February signing day period, it's always a concern who gets that last official. But also we have seen through early signing day and through 20-plus years of experience what Rodney Garner can do when he's in the mix. One of the scouting reports that I saw on Ahmad Moten, I loved it. Talked about him being the biggest guy on the field. Defensive tackle, said he looks like a refrigerator out on that field, and he plays like it too. Says he ate up a lot of double teams and made some impressive run stops from the interior defensive line. So Ahmad Moten, definitely a name to keep an eye on. Let's switch over here, take a look at a different name. E.J. Lightsey, 6'2", 210-pound linebacker out of Georgia. He is rated a 3-star on 24/7 Sports. Been committed to Florida for a while, but Billy Napier, we've all seen what Billy Napier has done, how their recruiting class has fallen apart. I think he's going to look to the transfer portal to try to patch up that roster, but clearly not interested in E.J. Lights. He didn't give him a phone call when he showed up to the Florida campus. There has been a little bit of communication between Lightsey and Tennessee since he decommitted on December the 11th. I'm curious to see with the linebacker position, and Lightsey and the next guy I'm going to look at, both linebackers in the class of 22, and they need to add some linebackers, period. No questions asked. But I'm curious to see if this staff is more interested in going portal heavy for linebackers right now, because the need to have an immediate impact guy. When you look at a true freshman, a guy coming in the class of 22, they got to learn how to practice the right way. They got to learn how to hit the weight room the right way. They got to put on that college weight. Look at the guys that have shown up for the early enrollees, the Justin Williams, the guys showing up for practice leading into the bowl game. Everything's going 100 miles an hour. It is good for them to see the structure of practice, how it plays out, what's the expectation. It's not like those guys are out there earning reps in bowl practice as an early enrollee. They are getting up to speed so that when they show up to campus for spring practice, they got a little bit more grasp on what's going on there. So I think maybe this coaching staff realizes they need to go heavy in the transfer portal, get a linebacker or two that can contribute right out of the gate. But also you got to ask yourself, what about Juwan Mitchell? What about, we kept hearing the rumors circulating around. These are somebody else's words, not mine. Message board rumors calling him a locker room cancer. I don't know what's true and what isn't. Juwan Mitchell never really got a chance to get off the ground. He got injured early in the year. I don't think he really flashed or stood out in those first few games, but also he was late to campus. What happens with Juwan Mitchell? That's going to be interesting when it comes to the linebacker room as well. So we will see how that plays out. Now, the funny thing about message board rumors, people talking about E.J. Lightsey. If you're not a member of VAWLS, you should be, just to get on that general's quarters and see the insanity that ensues. We've tracked private jets, planes, people stalking airports for coaching searches. But somebody put this little tidbit of information together. It kind of makes me chuckle now. But whether or not E.J. Lightsey has interest in Tennessee, well, he liked a tweet by Tim Banks in the last 24 hours. Now, was that in response to Caleb Webb's commitment? Maybe. Either way, he's keeping track of Tim Banks on Twitter. He is also followed. E.J. Lightsey is followed by Josh Heupel, every defensive coach, and Trey Johnson, the defensive recruiting specialist. So we'll see if E.J. Lightsey has interest. Another linebacker in the mix here, T.J. Dudley, 4-star linebacker. This is a big one, and I like this one, and I'll show you guys why. Because T.J. Dudley goes to the same school as Jordan Thomas, who just signed with Tennessee on early signing day. He actually decommitted from Oregon. When he put out his decommitment, let me throw this up on the screen so you guys can see it. When he decommitted from Oregon, we immediately got a quote tweet from Jordan Thomas. You can see there. So T.J. Dudley puts it out that he's no longer committed to Oregon, wants to open up his recruitment. And Jordan Thomas says, Vol Nation, y'all know what to do. And if you go click on the comments of that tweet, it is full of Vol Twitter love for T.J. Dudley. This is a guy that I think Tennessee should pursue and pursue heavily. 6'1", 220 pounds. Again, a 4-star according to 24/7 Sports. You go down and look at his offer list: Oregon, Texas, Alabama, Auburn, a who's who of college football. After his decommitment, it sounds like he wants to stay closer to home, somewhere like a Florida, a Central Florida, a Texas, a Tennessee. That's the names that have been mentioned early out of the gate. So we'll see. We'll see how does that connection to Jordan Thomas, high school teammates, how does that connection work out in the Vols' favor? Those are a few names to keep an eye on. Let me know if you have any others. I will probably, the more information we get, I'll probably do some recruiting spotlights. Spoiler alert, this recruiting spotlight is coming soon. And it's not in the class of 22, it's in the class of 23. And if I could pronounce his name, it would actually, it'd be amazing. Nico Ella Mala Yema, quarterback out of the state of California. There's no way that's right. This is a 5-star quarterback. This is a game-changing quarterback. I'm going to be doing a spotlight on him coming up soon. Amazing tape. So stay tuned for that. Be on the lookout for that. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. Let me know what you guys think of those 3 names I mentioned. Again, let me know if there are any names out there that you're keeping an eye on that Tennessee should pursue in the class of 22, or do they just look to go extremely heavy in the transfer portal? Let me know. Also, if you haven't done so yet, smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Also, you can check out the official merchandise of the Talkin' VAWLS Network. If you go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin' VAWLS, you can see we've got the new basketball shirts, TBA Jam, for any of you old school NBA Jam gamer fans out there. Check that out. Also, the old favorites, Talkin' VAWLS State Pride. We got hats, toboggans, all kinds of good merchandise. Any and all support, greatly appreciated. Also, just get yourself a Christmas present. You deserve it. You've been good all year long. Buy yourself a Christmas present and represent your favorite Talkin' VAWLS YouTube channel. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. This is the Talkin' VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.
How like me, poets sat in our chains, soaking moonlit falls, unbroken passes in a